The French Revolution, a period of radical social and political change in France, and the repercussions were far-reaching. It led to the downfall of an absolute monarchy and the rise of Napoleon. But what really caused it? Well, in this video, we'll find out how the people of France toppled their king and queen and why. Before we start, remember to give us a thumbs up and support our channel. Thanks. Now let's go back to France in 1789. In the years leading up to the revolution, France was in a lot of debt due to extravagant spending by the royal court and the cost of participating in the American Revolutionary War. This economic crisis led to widespread poverty and discontent among the French people. They were also subject to a series of natural disasters such as hailstorms, floods, and droughts, which destroyed crops and caused food shortages. The result was a perfect breeding ground for revolution, but there was more to come. The French people were divided into three estates. The first estate was made up of the clergy, and the second estate was made up of the nobility. These two estates enjoyed many privileges, including exemption from most taxes and the right to hold important government positions. The burden of taxation, therefore, fell on the shoulders of the third estate, which was made up of everyone else, including the bourgeoisie, the urban workers, and the peasants. The third estate was not happy with their situation, and they began to demand more rights and representation in government. Things came to a head in 1789, when King Louis XVI called for a meeting of the Estates General, a representative body that had not been used since 1614. He hoped that this would help to resolve the financial crisis, but he was wrong. The meeting of the Estates General turned into a disaster when the representatives of the Third Estate demanded that the vote be taken by head rather than by order. This would have given the 98% of the population, which was the Third Estate, more voting power. The king rejected this proposal, and the representatives of the Third Estate walked out and formed their own assembly. This event was a major turning point, and it showed that the absolute monarchy was in trouble. On June, the representatives of the Third Estate took an oath to create a constitution for France. This was a direct challenge to the authority of the king, and it marked the beginning of the French Revolution. The following day, thousands of Parisians attacked the Bastille, a symbol of royal authority, and seized control of it. This event is known as the storming of the Bastille, and it is seen as the start of the French Revolution. In the aftermath of the storming, the king was forced to flee Paris, and the revolutionaries set up a provisional government. The new government was dominated by members of the bourgeoisie, and they wasted no time in getting to work. On August, they issued the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, a document that outlined the basic rights of all French citizens. It was a very influential document, and it helped to spread the ideas of the French Revolution throughout Europe. But the revolution was not over yet. In the following years, the French people fought against the forces of the king and the nobility, and they won. The monarchy was abolished in 1792, and France became a republic. Louis XVI was executed in 1793, and Marie Antoinette died by guillotine in 1794. So why did the people of France decide to overthrow their monarchy? There are a few reasons. First, the French people were inspired by the American Revolution. They had seen how a group of colonists had fought against a much more powerful empire and won. This gave them hope that they too could fight against their oppressors and win. Second, the French people were tired of the absolute power of the monarchy. For centuries, the French kings had ruled over their people with little or no accountability. They were used to having things done to them rather than being able to participate in the decisions that affected their lives. The French Revolution was, in part, a reaction against this. The French people wanted a government that was more responsive to the needs of its citizens. Finally, the French people were influenced by the ideas of the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment was a philosophical movement that emphasized reason, individual liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were very appealing to the French people who had been living under the oppressive rule of the monarchy for so long. The French Revolution was a complex and multifaceted event, but at its core, it was a struggle for power between the people and the monarchy. The French people were successful in their struggle, and they overthrew the monarchy and established a republic. This was a major turning point in French history, and it had a profound impact on the course of the country's future. What do you think of the French Revolution? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.